Hey guys, how's it going? Overrated Gamer here, and I'm going to be bringing you guys a Black Ops gameplay. I'm using the Enfield in this game, and that's about as far as I remember. So this gameplay is going to be starting a new kind of like Black Ops series I'm going to be doing. It's going to be called Funny Stories of My Life. And I might do a few funny stories in one episode. I might do just one if it's a long story or the episode's short. So what happens to me is I have very odd things happening to me, like very odd things happen to me very frequently, and apparently people find them hilarious when I tell them. So I think I should make you guys understand a few of these stories, like from my childhood or from anything really. Walking down the street, someone says something to me. So I'll let you guys know right now. It's gonna be a few funny stories. You might laugh, you might think that was just stupid, but if you guys want this to keep going, put it down in the comments. So I'm going to be talking about my first encounter with Ronald McDonald. And you guys must be thinking, what the hell, what were you, 3? No. I'm talking about a legit encounter, like he was talking to me, and I was so confused. Okay, so I was recently in the hospital for having a surgery on getting my appendix removed. And what happened was I had it ruptured, so I had to get it taken out. And I wasn't in Vegas. I was in Florida on vacation at the beach, and we went to this half hotel, half Ronald McDonald house. And what happened was it was like randomly Ronald McDonald would show up, but the exact thing that happened about 30 minutes before, I asked my nurse to put me on morphine because I wanted to go to sleep, and I was in a good amount of pain, so I wanted to go to sleep. And she told me, yeah, sure. So what happened was she injects me with morphine. Within a few minutes, I'm out. And I wake up about 30 minutes later, which is weird. I usually go out for a few hours when I'm on morphine. But 30 minutes later, I wake up, and it's Ronald McDonald staring at me through my doorway of the hospital door. And I was just in my room, and I was like, what the hell? And I'm just like, I'm freaking out right now. I think the morphine is what's doing this. I didn't think it was actually Ronald McDonald. So I was like, oh my god, this morphine is making me trip balls. I should probably go back to sleep. So he was like, oh hey, you're awake. And I was like, wait, he knows I'm awake. So that probably doesn't mean this is fake. What the hell is going on? Because I didn't know this was a half Ronald McDonald house, half hotel, half hospital. So I was like, what is going on? So I'm just like sitting there, and all I see this guy walk in. He's like, hey man, don't worry, you're not high. You're not high. I'm Ronald McDonald. And I'm like, I'm just in shock. My mouth is like one of those little like whoa faces. I will post one right now on the screen so you can understand what the hell I'm talking about. My face was like that, and straight up, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, is this motherfucking Ronald McDonald? Sorry about the cursing. And I was just like, what? And then he's like, yeah. So how's it going, buddy? Like he talked to me, and I was just sitting there like, it's good. Life, you know, in the hospital kind of sucks. And he's like, oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, so I just want to talk to you, like, what you've been doing recently. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there like still in shock and confused as hell as why Ronald McDonald is in my room, like talking to me. And so I'm just sitting there like, okay, I'm good. And he's like, what happened to you? I'm like, ruptured appendix. What do you do any sports? I'm like, I played football. And he's like, oh, that's good. You gotta hit that weight room. And I'm like, yeah, I can't really do that because of the surgery. And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, my bad. So I'm gonna leave you this little present. And it was like a tiny Ronald McDonald keychain thing. And I'm just staring at it like, because I'm 17, guys, and this guy's talking to me like I'm 5. And I'm just sitting there like, what the hell is going on? And he's like, yeah, so I'll see you later. Yeah, I might see you later. Depends on when you get out. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You're kind of creeping me the hell out. So I'm freaked out, and I had a really hot nurse, and she walked in. She was like, I think 22 or 24 or something, like really young, just out of med school. So she was really hot, and I was like, oh man. And then she's just like staring at me. And she's like, so you like Ronald McDonald? And I was like, to be honest, he's freaked me the hell out. She's like, yeah, he freaks all of us out. He's really weird. And I'm like, well then, that's just unpleasant. And from there, yeah, I just never had a good chance with the nurse. Even though, of course, I'm too young for her, it's still like, when you have a hot nurse, you don't want to act stupid. And I was stuck in shock for like an hour after that, thinking, what the hell, Ronald McDonald? So that's the end of my first story. I have another story lined up. It's very short, but apparently it's pretty funny. It's I was in high school one time and we were taking a state exam. So I'm sitting down and I come like 30 minutes before so that I don't have to do any problems like with the school or anything. So what happens is that this kid, we start the exam like, and this kid comes in like an hour later and he's like, hey yo, where's my exam? And the guy's like, I'm sorry, I can't give you your exam now. So this kid comes in, he's like sagging so far, like he's wearing basketball shorts so that he can sag without getting in trouble. And he had tattoos all over the place, and you're just like, this kid decided to get high before school, because he was high out of his mind. So he was really high, and he's like, hey yo, where's my exam? And the guy's like, I'm sorry, I can't give you your exam, you came too late. And at my old school, what would happen is before a state exam, they would give you unlimited McDonald's. So he's like, man, I can't believe it. I come late. I miss my McNuggets, and I miss my what was it? I haven't been to McDonald's in forever. It's my McNuggets and my my McGriddle. I miss my McGriddle and my McNuggets. And you ain't gonna give me an exam? And he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't do that. I was like, fine, I'm gonna come tomorrow, extra early, so I can do my exam. And he's like, I can't let you do that. And he's like, well, man, you're just racist. And this is the point where I'm not racist at all, guys. I don't care what you are. Equal rights for me. But this guy is just acting like such a moron. He's giving like the stereotype, like such a bad, like he's like the stereotype, and that's not a good thing. But it just like everybody was just sitting there because my school was super white, so everyone was just sitting there like in shock, like, oh god, what do we do? And the next day he comes up and sits behind me, because right after that, like right after he left, I was like, well, that wasn't frightening, because he was pissed. He's like, well, that wasn't frightening at all. So the next day he comes down and sits behind me, and I'm freaking out a little bit. And he falls asleep. Like right when the test starts, he falls asleep, so it's kind of useless for him to come anyway. But his arm, the way he falls asleep, his arm comes around and is like almost on my desk. So he's like kind of like almost giving me like a wrap around my shoulder, but on my side. And I'm just like, oh god, I can't budge him or I could get in so much pain because he would hurt me. Because this guy was mean. He's been in fights before. But yeah, that's the end of my stories, guys. If you think any of them are funny, then put it down in the comments. If you think they're just stupid, then just tell them this is stupid. Pick a funnier story. And I'll see you guys in the next one. This is an 18-8 gameplay on Jungle with an Enfield. Later, guys.